Hey, good afternoon. How y'all doing? It is well, Redbeard. It's a damn fine day to talk about a book, and today we're going to talk about Cannibal Creator from Chad Lutzke. This is from Static Age Books, and it is a cannibalistic, or it has a warning on the front there, cannibalistic terror and brutality. When a pair of collaborating authors take their families on vacation to Barbados, their plans turn sour when they find themselves in the midst of quasi-primitive cannibals. As tensions rise and secrets are revealed, survival isn't the only challenge they face. So in the intro, Chad talks about his what's the word I'm looking for? Guilty pleasure love of like these Italian 1970s Italian cannibal films. And I'm not very well versed in those. I mean, since reading this book, I've kind of caught probably every clip that YouTube has to offer of brutal cannibal scenes. So, anyway, but so this book is kind of like a love letter to those, like an I guess homage to those types of films. And because I don't know a lot about those films and about I guess maybe the quality of them or if they were cheesy or whatever. I don't really, I can't really comment on how close this thing is to hitting the mark of being a love letter to those films. What I will say is that it was the story's bigger, thicker than what I would assume those to be. I mean, this is not just a native cannibal tribe that we come upon. There's more to that story. There's a depth to who these people are, how they got there, and how they came to eat human beings, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Now, for me, I felt that this might have been a longer book. Like, in my opinion, and Chad is very, very great with the shorter novella format. How many pages is this thing anyway? 167. From this felt like a bigger book that was cut and crammed into a novella. And again, I know that Chad does a lot of shorter stuff, but this felt like it had the ability to be a bigger book. Like the reason the cannibals were there, everything that was going on with that particular piece of the story, I felt I could have dealt with a lot more history and the hows and the whys and the things like that. I'm also going to tell you, I'm going to try to be very vague with this review because there are certain parts of this book that I really, really want to talk about, but I don't think I can without giving away major like shocks, major important pieces to the story. But what I will say is we've got by the time we crash land, we do crash land on the island. I don't know if it says that, but we're gonna wind up on this island. There's a problem with the pilot, and we end up crash landing. So we immediately lose the pilot and somebody else. All right, so we're left with 6 survivors, 2 husbands, 2 wives, 2 children, and we're going to go through, the process of a cannibal film, right? A cannibal book. So, people are going to die. And what I will say about that is that I felt that the way that started, the way that, the death to our survivors started, was cool, and it was very quick. It was shocking. You didn't expect it, but then I kind of felt that like it was a bit of a missed opportunity. Like I felt that I don't know, like it happened and it was over and it was done. And again, I wish I could tell you how it happened so you could understand what I meant by it was done. But I just felt that that could have been a bigger punch in the throat than it was, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so and then we we're going to, there's another part where a a couple of people go the same way. They go out the exact same way. One on accident, one on purpose. That felt like maybe a bit of a missed opportunity because, you know, that's how these, I don't know. Again, I'm not well versed in slasher films either, but it feels like, you know, everyone has to die like differently, right? Like a separate way. I don't know. Again, what I really did enjoy was the story behind the cannibals. I also liked the idea that our main character Kevin, which I thought that was kind of cool. The two writers are Kevin and Ross, and I don't know if Chad's trying to tell me to start writing and write something with Ross Jeffrey. I don't know, but anyway, I enjoyed the similarities between Kevin trying to be a good father and the head guy Adam of the cannibals. Like the cannibals were Adam and Eve, but the head guy there, he's got some issues with his wife and trying to like reestablish himself as like the provider or the man, or however you want to put it, the patriarch of the family or whatever, and there's some similarities there between those two. Again, it's a short book. There's a lot of death in it, and I can't tell you who survives. What I will say is that that as we get towards the end, I feel like our main character, whoever that is, our main character goes through a lot to not become a certain way. Like there's even we're talking about cannibals, and there's nothing to eat on this island. Like it's almost like they've gone through and cleaned out any fruit, any indigenous animals, any animals native to the island that would have been there, any alternate source of food, and that these cannibals are their only option are to be cannibals. So we're winding down to a point where we have some survivors left from the plane, and they're left with there's no option. Like there's not any there's not a rescue boat coming, and there's nothing else to eat. But then anyway, our main character goes to a lot of lengths not to become what the book says it's going to do, create a cannibal, not to become that. And then I felt that we were at that edge, at that precipice. There was this chance that that the character was going to do something very, very drastic, but in his heavy efforts to save his son. Sometimes saving has different meanings, right? But in his heavy efforts to save his son, I felt that it was going to go away a certain way, and it didn't. And that's fine. It is a bit of an ambiguous ending. I mean, we think we know what's getting ready to happen, but it's not handed to us. There's also a funny part in the beginning where the authors talk about that. The authors talk about, readers wanting things to be, wanting closure. It says, let's give the reader enough to make a judgment call that's more than likely accurate. But anyway, I kind of thought that was funny because that's kind of how this book ends. But I liked it. It's not my favorite Lutzke. It's not my, but it's not my least favorite Lutzke either. Yeah, I'm probably somewhere around 3 to 3.5 stars. But it's fun. It's different. I mean, and it's Chad has this reputation of writing horror with heart, or writing horror that gets you in the feels and this and that. And I feel like there's been a couple of his recent books that have tried to do something different, and there's nothing wrong with trying to do something different. But he had the Hemato pages? I'm drawing a blank on what the name is, but it was a vampire book. It was kind of like a young female tattoo artist, vampire crime fighter, almost like a Dexter, but vampire, like going after bad guys. But there was that, and then there's this one, which is a completely different feel, but cannibals. And so for that, I think for what it was supposed to be, like a short book that played out like a 90-minute Cannibal film, I think it probably hit the mark perfectly. For me personally, as far as, rating among Chad's books and any other stuff I read, I'm probably around 3.5 stars. But there are a lot of shocks. There's a lot of surprise. Again, ultimately, I thought this could have been a much bigger story. I felt that we could have had a lot more about the island and what was going on there. There are elements to this that I haven't even mentioned, and I'm trying not to. But the island, what's going on there, the cannibals, the backstory to the cannibals, how this happened. Because, again, I already told you, but this isn't just a situation of some native tribe that we've come upon. There's more to it. But that's it. I'm probably at 3.5 stars. 3 to 3.5 stars. I did enjoy it. But you be the judge. This is Cannibal Creator. It's the only book I've read that kind of does this. I'm sure there's probably lots of other horror books out there that are about cannibals. It's the only one I've done, I think. And for that, I enjoyed it. For the fact that it did make me go out and watch a bunch of violent clips on YouTube. And I know that there's this one film, I guess, that came out. I want to say it's Green Inferno or something like that. And I know it's like a modern take on it. It's not like the classics, the real cannibal film lovers. But anyway, I watched clips of that one, and that one looked pretty cool. I'm probably going to watch it eventually. I don't know how I'm going to tell my wife I'm going to watch it, though. It's not the type of thing you want to be watching and have them walk in. But that's it. This is Cannibal Creator Chad Lutzke, probably 3 to 3.5 stars. Definitely horror. Definitely horror. So, check it out. Form your own opinion. This is Well Red Beard. This has been my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're enjoying all your books as much as I am. If not, you're reading the wrong damn books.